Alright, everybody, welcome in to the Sushi's World Wednesday night scrimmage. This is going to be match number 1. We're going to be here in Erangel. Erangel is home to a lot of these players that do play the game. And we will see a very wide variety of long range, short range, mid range. You're going to see it all the action. And starting off, we're going to be coming right out of the military base. We've kind of got that western flight path just a little bit, but we're going to head all the way up toward Zarki. A lot of good places along this flight path. We have Hospital, Georgia Pool. Great place for your teams to jump down, loot up, suit up, grab what they need. You also have Severny that's off a little bit towards the north part of the map. And then you have Razak School, Pachinki, very close to the flight path here. Good place for teams to jump down as well. And then you have a Yasnaya Polyana. That is going to be out there just a little ways from that flight path. But still, teams can jump down, grab a vehicle, move out in that direction. We also have Primorsk, Novorevnoy, and the military base as well. Definitely a very good flight path starting out with match number 1. And our very first zone is going to be towards that actually east side of the map, kind of that northeast. So we might see a lot of teams definitely push towards that circle, so they have plenty of time to be able to loot up, grab what they need, and then be able to take on fights as they do happen. It looks like we kind of have almost a 50-50 split here, with teams kind of staying towards the west side of that flight path, and a lot of teams, and about 50% of the going towards inside the zone, getting out there toward Razak, Yasnaya, Polyana. But with the Georgia Pool being right here in this flight path, we're going to have, this is majority of our play right here is going to be here in this area. We do have about 5 teams or so in the Georgia Pool Hospital area. So we might see some very quick action. We already have action going on inside Primorsk. Let's go jump down over in Primorsk, where it looks like Team 15 is going to be, got a member that's knocked here. And they do have 1 elimination. All right, Team 22 not starting off as well either. They're down to just a duo now after starting with a full squad. Team 22, Golden Eagles. And Team 23, Entity Gaming, already getting those points. Fear Knoll is down and out. I believe that is Team 22 Golden Eagles is going to be our first team out tonight. Right off the bat, we do have a couple teams that have already dropped some of their members, heading over into Team 6, where they have a member down and a member that has already been eliminated. So if they can get this revive, it'll be keeping them as a team of 3 here in Ruins. We have Team 14, White Shadows. Like White Shadows has put some points on the board as well with 2 eliminations. Team 6 Xstar are going to be down to just a duo moving forward now. Still got a lot of teams that are remaining. We got 19 teams that are still remaining. Team of 21. 777 Esports. And Team 8 Swifty 4 Rulers. Naughty 08 already did. The last one still standing for Swifty 4. Naughty gets a drop, but is trying to get that confirmed kill, but is answered right there with Team 21. Nicely done. They have 4 eliminations already, and they're going to be still sitting as a full squad. We still have our teams up there in the Georgia Pool Hospital area. Looks like we may get some action here. Let's fall right in on to 4 Hunters. They have 4 eliminations, and they are sitting as a full squad. Team of 4 starting out match 1 here with a team of 3 is quickly eliminated. Team of 4 was going to be 4 real gunners. 16 teams remain. Team 18 has been eliminated as well. Team 18 was Simplisity Gaming. XO Elites. They're got 2 members down. The entire squad completely eliminated. Team 12 Dope Esports with 4 eliminations up there on the board as well. We are quickly losing teams. It looks like let's hop right over into with Team 13 as they are making their way up kind of towards the Stalwart area. Team 13 Velocity. They definitely have the smart idea to be able to move in that direction. It does give them plenty of time to loot and grab whatever they need. Team 5 Excellence. Team of 3 starting match number 1. Looks like they may have a member that might be disconnected. Maybe. Hopefully they'll come back to keep them a team of 3. Our zone does shift, still keeping Yaznaya, Polyana, Razak, and a school in play. Heading over to Road to Death. Team 16. They have a member down right now. Currently 0 eliminations on the board, but they are taking on Young in Charge. Young in Charge getting an imposter is down and is out. All right, Young in Charge. It looks like they may be in trouble here. They do have, so they are right now currently sitting as a duo here. Unless they get this revive, if they can get it, they will definitely be able to take on Road to Death. Shoo down. Good grenade and is quickly eliminated. Young in Charge trying to stay alive. They are right now going to be up to a duo. And it looks like that is going to be it for them. Nicely done. Road to death. I believe in that process they did lose one of their members. Let's check it out. No, they have one of their members down. They are going to be elimination of 4 and a team of 4 still moving forward. We've got 14 teams that remain already for match 1. White Shadows and Entity Gaming. Hunter is down with Entity Gaming. Too high. I believe it got that knock. Is he gonna be able to confirm that kill? Hunter is gonna be revived, so Entity gonna be back up on their feet with being a full squad. This is a 4v4 here inside the Rozhok. Alright, excuse me, not really Rozhok. It is kind of close, but it is the water city that's in just outside of the Rozhok area. Alright, Havoc laying down some shots from long range. Alright, Havoc moving in really quickly. Gonna get this, get the revive on and give you wings. Alright, we still got our teams out there in the Georgia pool. Both of these teams are going to be battling each other, plus the zone itself. And it looks like it's going to be Team 10, Homeless Esports. Currently 0 eliminations. Let's get y'all back here into that action here as quickly as we can. Heading back over to Homeless that's out there. In a team of 9, 4 hunters out there as well. 4 hunters with 5 eliminations. Alright, the zone is closing in. Looks like it's going to be kind of closing in, kind of in the school area. So we'll keep an eye on those 2 teams that are out there in the blue zone battling it out, as well as our teams that are starting to move into the zone. All right, team 5. Excellent. Doesn't look like a lot. All right, looks like they have Wagyu, kind of the only one that might be actually present for the team. I don't know where the other 2. All right, our zone did shift still. All right, road to death, up to 6 eliminations. They do have one of their members down. Are they going to be able to get this revive? Looks like they are. They're going to be keeping that revive, but just off at the distance that you can see is Team 6. Her nappy. So looks like Team 6 is going to be a duo, so they're going to be holding it down. And just out there a little ways is going to be Team 5. Excellence, as they are trying to make their way in to the zone. All right, we are down to 12 teams already. Ooh, Chris getting some shots, but getting hit And as it quickly gets off that built off the top of the roof there. Xstar being a duo kind of pinched here between two teams. And TNT, Team 20, right there behind Team 5 as well. So we've got a lot of action right here in this little bit of area. We've got a string of about 4 teams, it looks like. Yep, 4 teams that are all going to be kind of shooting each other. Wagyu still looks like the only one that's still standing here and doing an excellent job staying alive. Alright, Dope. They are in trouble, looks like. They are there in the school. They were able to get those revives very quickly. Havoc laying down some shots on Team 14. Off there in the distance is going to be White Snow, or White Shadow. And our zone is going to be closing in right there with inside the school Rozhok area. So we've got 12 teams that are remaining, and it is gonna be absolutely crazy here. Our 12 teams are moving into a little bitty circle. We're about to see a lot of action really quick. Alright, Team 14. White Shadows. We do have a member down. It looks like a turtle is going to be kind of in a safe location. Too high. Gets an elimination there. That's going to be putting White Shadows up to 5 eliminations. Road to Death is in trouble. They do have one of their members down. One's been eliminated. They are up to 7 eliminations, and we have 10 teams that are remaining. All right, they are now up to 8 eliminations. Q666. It looks like he might have held that grenade way too long there. Our Road to Death. They have a 1 elimination. Or, excuse me, that's not Road to Death. We were just on Road to Death. Looks like they might have been eliminated there. Now we're on to Xstar, where they have 1 elimination, 1 of their members down. Getting that revive, going to keeping them a full a squad of 2. For Hunters Esports with 13 eliminations. They are definitely putting some points up there on the board with those eliminations. And they are up there in that top 10. So they have got some placement points and the elimination points. And they are quickly on the move. Entity Gaming not far off with the 7 eliminations for the team. Moving right into TNT. They are sitting as a duo, but they are covered up with teams. They got team 15. And we will figure out who team 15 is right after. Hopefully match number 1, we'll figure out who team 15 is. Team 15. And Perdador with that grenade, trying to find a good place to place the grenade. Team 15 rolls right in really quickly. Nicely done. Team 15 up to 3 eliminations and going to be sitting as a full squad here as the zone is starting to close in. Entity trying to get these revives. They are up to 8 eliminations. Entity taking on 4 hunters with 14 eliminations. They have definitely brought the heat for match 1. We'll have to see if they can hold that energy going into match 2 here momentarily. Entity now up to 11 eliminations. They did get a squad wipe there, so that's going to be bringing them up to 11 total eliminations. We've got just 4 teams that remain. Team 15 definitely in trouble. They do have 2 of their members down, so they're currently sitting as a solo here. And Perdador putting in some work, getting those grenades out. Does have quite a few. Has 2 teams out there in front trying to throw those grenades and get as many eliminations as possible. We are down to 3 teams remain. We've got Dope Esports. We've got 777 Esports. And SLI, Team 15. Alright, Dope very quickly moving in. Looks like they did send 2 of their members to try to take out the last 2 members of 21. And 777 Esports down and out. It is gonna be all up to Imperdible with going against the full squad. Can he hold his own? Dope Esports taking the chicken dinner for match number 1 with 12 eliminations. SLI coming in a second, 777 Esports coming in third, Entity coming in fourth, 4 Hunters coming in fifth, Xstar coming in 6th, TNT coming in 7th, White Shadows coming in 8th, Homeless coming in 9th, Road to Death coming in 10th, Velocity coming in 11th. Excellence coming in 12th. HexFall coming in 13th. For Sexy Frogs coming in 14th. Young in Charge coming in 15th. XO Elites coming in 16th. For Real Gunners coming in 17th. Simplisity Gaming coming in 18th. For Sexy Frogs coming in 19th. Maybe they had two teams. I'll have to double check. And Golden Eagles coming in 20th. Going all out goes to Havoc with 5 eliminations. Best companion with 2 revives goes to Wolf. Havoc dealing that final kill, giving Dope the chicken dinner for match number 1. All right, we will get you very here momentarily into match 2. Y'all hang tight. All right, we are here with match number 2. We are here in Myanmar, one of the larger land maps. So we'll definitely see a lot of these teams kind of slow down a little bit and kind of take it a little slower here. But this is also a very sniper's paradise. There's a lot of high points for these teams to get up on and oversee quite a bit of the area. And we do have a great flight path coming out of kind of the truck stop area all the way out towards ruins. We have El Pozo, a little ways out there from the flight path, but still very doable for some of these teams to get out there. But our biggest place is going to be this San Martin Hacienda area, right directly in the flight path. We could see teams jump, majority of the teams, kind of 2 or 3 teams jump in that area, grab what they need, and quickly take on fights. We have El Pozo that's right here in the flight path as well. Also Picado in the flight path. Now these teams want to kind of move up towards the Campo Militar. They're going to need to jump down, grab a vehicle, and kind of move in that northeast area. But with our flight path, our very first zone is going to be that northwest flight part of the flight with El Pozo. That is going to be in play right off the bat here for these teams. And it looks like a majority of our teams kind of jump towards the beginning of this flight path. There is quite a bit of loot here along this area for these teams to grab. And it looks like we only have one team that's actually in the San Martin. Nope, we have 2 teams. Team 23 is on ground with Golden Eagles. It looks like they did jump the same building, so these 2 teams are going to be kind of going at it here very quickly. We've got shots been fired. Heading right over El Pozo. We've got a lot going over there on El Pozo. So quickly jump over there. Looks like don't see. Golden Eagles looks like they are gonna be in trouble here very quickly. They're down to just a duo. Looks like Husky is going to be the last one kind of still standing for Golden Eagles. All right, while we're going to head right back over into El Pozo where we have. We'll see if the finish. We'll watch this fight out. Let's see if it happens. Ooh, nice grenade. Entity with 4 eliminations on the board. All right, El Pozo. We do have 2 teams out up there. TNT and 4 hunters. Mickey is down and looks like it's not going to be revived. If they can get this revive, and they are, Shaggy coming in with a revive. All right, heading up to El Cabrera. Simplisity Gaming in White Shadows. We've got 3 teams in the side of Picado here. 4 Sexy Frogs still sitting as a full squad. All right, Team 15 SLI. All right, White Shadows. Looks like White Shadows is in trouble, and they are very well quickly down and out. Those shotguns up close and personal are very brutal there inside those stairways there. Simplisity Gaming now with 4 eliminations, and they are, looks like they're going to be sitting as a duo now. All right, we have quite a few teams that are still out there in that blue zone, making their way into the very next zone, but we still have a very big stack of teams that are inside of Picado still. All right, we've got Road to Death. Currently looks like none of these teams have any eliminations. These 3 teams are inside of Picado, and none of them have an elimination yet, and they are all stacked right here on top of each other. SLI moving quickly up through. All right, 4 Sexy Frogs has a member down. Lux getting that revive very nice, very quickly too. Getting Snow back up on their feet, keeping them a full squad. Joy Boy is in some serious trouble. Is quickly shot and taken out inside that stairwell. All right, Coco Snow definitely has a really good angle of being able to watch down the stairwell. All right, Lux holding out. All right, 4 Sexy Frogs being pushed by 2 different teams. SLI, which is inside the building. Road to Death making their way inside the building. Q666 down and out for Road to Death. Road to Death now with it being a team of 3. Jot 27K. Nice shots through the window. With the shotgun, was able to get in a drop there. Lex coming in with a revive. Road to Death with 1 elimination. They are sitting as a duo, so they are down 2 members. 4 sexy frogs putting up some fights there in the stairwell. Lux trying to quickly heal up. Does he? Gets it just in time. Able to get some good hits and a knock. Can he hold it? Down and out goes Lux there. And that is down and out for 4 sexy frogs. Alright, SLI with the 6 eliminations. Nicely done. And a Pertador with that very quick thinking there was able to get a drop. Nicely done. SLI up to 8 eliminations, and we have 14 teams that are remaining for match number 2. All right, TNT 1 elimination sitting as a duo. Team 4 real gunners up to 5 eliminations, and then they are sitting as a team of 3, it looks like right now. And they are quickly getting out of El Pozo, moving into the zone. Young in charge, 0 eliminations right now, but there's plenty of time for this team to be able to get some eliminations. All right, our zone closing in into the Hacienda San Martin. Now, Young in charge has a really good position here. They are on top of the San Martin Hill. Now, this does provide a lot of oversight for down inside Hacienda as teams do start to roll in. So this is going to be a hot spot for teams to get because it is a high point for the area. Team 7 HexFall coming into Hacienda, full squad, 0 eliminations. Still plenty of time, plenty of teams left that still remain to be able to get some eliminations. And they just lost to one of their members right there. It's not able to. All right, our 14 teams moving in have quite a bit of going on. We do have Homeless that is out there in the blue zone making their way in past El Pozo. We still have 2 teams there inside El Pozo, TNT and 4 Hunters. And a Shaggy, last one still standing. Let's get y'all back here into that action. We are having a little bit of difficulty with this, with the iPad staying up and connected, but we can get you here. All right, Shaggy, last one still standing, taking on TNT. Does get looks like it gets an elimination and is quickly eliminated. Mo Gambo takes the kill, getting TNT up to 2 eliminations, and is going to be the last man still standing for TNT. All right, 4 real gunners trying to actually get up there on the San Martin hilltop there. Young in charge up there, still holding it down. Swifty 4. With Naughty 08, last one still stands out there in that blue zone. Hopefully can definitely make it a zone. All right, Homeless making their way in, TNT making their way into zone, and our zone closes in Hacienda San Martin. We are about to see so many fights here with only 13 teams remain. It is gonna be an all-out brawl with 13 teams in a little bitty circle. Hunter getting a... Looks like Hunter got a drop there. So Entity Gaming up to 6 eliminations. Nuxv out there in that blue zone making it their way in there. The last one still stands for Velocity, making now inside a zone. It is about to be absolutely crazy here as our teams are starting to stack up inside the Hacienda area. All right, we've still got Young in charge up there on the San Martin Hill. Looks like right behind them are going to be 4 real gunners. A lot of our teams are starting to push in. HexFall has a really good place. They do have one of the taller buildings. Xstar with the Team 6, the full squad with currently 0 eliminations. They do have plenty of time here as the zone does start to close in. All right. Ding ding. Gets an elimination. So Young in charge now has 1 elimination for the team. All right, by them moving out of the area, Gamma has kind of moved in. Gamma gets a nice little drop there. Gamma getting some shots. Schweez is down. Looks like they're going to be going for that revive. Ten times 777, and quickly getting in there with that revive. We have 9 teams that remain. Young in Charge is pushed down the mountain, and they are now holding up a little bit of a compound, little of a warehouse. Very nice. They do now have 2 eliminations and are working on a revive, trying to stay alive. 7 teams remain. Xstar, full squad. Young in Charge, still being a full squad. 777 Esports, still with a full squad. Entity with a full squad as well. And a 777s. Looks like they do have a member down. Shane is going to be revived there. Wolverine with a shotgun in hand. And is quickly pushing into zone. We have 7 teams. Young in Charge definitely hurting now. They do have quite a few of their members down. They do have 4 eliminations, and it looks like they're going to be down and out. Jay with a nice shot right before being taken out. Alright, Shane is down again. But it's going to be a revive. Entity. 9 eliminations as they are starting to push in. We're down to just 3 teams that are going to be remaining. Alright, Chopra. Beautiful grenade. Doesn't quite get inside. Entity with Wolf. Wolf returns the grenade. Alright, Chopper trying to make his way in. Entity still sitting as that full squad. 777. Where they have a team of 3. Hunter is down with Entity. Entity's quickly pushing onto 777. They do have 2 of their members down and out. Nicely done. GG's. Entity Gaming coming on top there with 14 eliminations. With 13 eliminations. 777 coming in second. HexFall coming in third. Xstar coming in fourth. Young in Charge coming in 5th. Simplisity Gaming coming in 6th. SLI coming in 7th. Homeless coming in 8th. 4 Real Gunners coming in 9th. Exo Elites coming in 10th. TNT coming in 11th. Velocity coming in 12th. Swifty 4 Rulers coming in 13th. 4 Hunters coming in 14th. Road to Death coming in 15th. 4 Sexy Frogs coming in 16th. White Shadows coming in 17th. Dope coming in 18th. Golden Eagles coming in 19th. Excellence coming in 20th. going all out goes to Entity Wolf with 5 eliminations, Xing 777. Best Companion with 3 rescues was definitely putting in the work, kind of keep that team alive, sitting as a full squad. And then Entity Wolf dealing that final kill, final damage, giving Entity Gaming the chicken dinner for match number 2. We're going to get you here as quickly as we can into match 3. Y'all hang tight. All right, match number 3. We are back here in Erangel. All right, for our third match, we have a very southern flight path here, starting out for match number 3. So we might see some teams go to the military base, but the way this flight path is, we will more than likely see a lot of our teams kind of push towards the northern part of this flight path, heading into Pachinki's school, getting down, getting a vehicle, maybe pushing out toward Rozhok. Might see a couple teams jump down and grab a vehicle kind of in the Lipovka area here, grab a vehicle and then move into Yazanaya Polyana, maybe out to Starboard or Kamishki. Might even see some teams wait it out to the very end, jump down kind of in the Kori Gatka area, and then move into the Georgia Pool Hospital. Already had some shots down. Who are we following? I believe it was going to be Team 3? It was XO Elites who we were currently following as they did jump out the plane here in Milta. We have quite a few teams here in Milta. We have about 4 or 5 teams inside Milta already. TNT up to 1 elimination already on the board with that elimination. All right, and Dope still sitting currently a full squad here amongst a lot of these teams. White Shadows in the area as well. Para goes down, but quickly looks like they might have taken out a member. All right, White Shadows not doing so good here with match 3. Samosa looks like it'll be the last one that is going to still be standing for. Oh, and gets blinded. All right, grenades are flying up there. XO down. Got a member down. Looks like they now have another member down. And White Shadows very quickly been eliminated. They're going to be our first team out for match number 3 here. TNT with 4 eliminations. All right, team 17. Silent Esports, SLI. And they are in the side of Pachinki here. Young in charge. An imposter, nicely done, does get elimination. That is going to be bringing Young in charge up to 2 eliminations. All right, Secret and Imposter are the last 2 still standing for Young in charge. Silent as being a duo as well. They're gonna, looks like they're gonna quickly kind of push this. All right, Flex got tagged a little bit by Secret. All right, we've got a lot going on. Let's head right back over. Quickly head over to Milta. And then we'll head over to the Gatka area. TNT up to 7 eliminations and still covered up in teams here in Milta. All right, Dope got that revive there, back up to a team of 2. Geo with some good shots. All right, we're gonna head over to Gatka. Let's go over to Road to Death. Prince OP, last one still stands for a Road to Death. They have 1 elimination. Can a Prince OP hold it down for the team and be able to get that team up there in that top 10? All right, Xstar over in Ruins, making their way through the Ruins area. Looks like they might be actually be scattered out quite a bit, though. All right, our teams that have been eliminated so far have been Exo Elites, Swifty 4, Dope Esports, White Shadows, Road to Death, and a Silent Esports and TNT. And our zone does close in. Our next zone is going to be kind of towards the center, so it's going to be drawing these teams that are kind of the outside area, moving their way in. Young in charge, holding it down inside of Pachinki right now. Looks like let's head over with the Velocity full squad. They are taking it kind of a slow and steady here. They do have 0 eliminations, but with the 13 teams remaining, we could definitely see them put some points on the board getting in those eliminations. All right, Homeless out there in Georgia Pool, holding it down, full squad, getting exactly what they need and everything they need before taking on the fights as they do push into the zone. Looks like we had HexFall that went out towards into the military base, so they're going to be trying to make their way across this bridge. Now, this is the only bridge now that is still in zone to be able to get across, so they've got to be very careful as they do make their way across. But it looks like they are doing this very smart by taking a vehicle per team member across. Does eliminate all the team getting killed at one time. Simplisity Gaming hanging out in a ferry pier right now. All right, 4 sexy frogs up to 5 eliminations. They are out here in this blue zone in Milta trying to get the remaining supplies that they need before making it into zone, but they need to hurry. The zone is going to be starting to hurt here in the next 45 seconds or so. 777 Esports, 0 eliminations. They do have plenty of time. HexFall. Let's head over to HexFall here. They're going to be moving right on in to Simplisity Gaming. May be in trouble. HexFall may be in trouble. They do have a, looks like both teams have at least a member down. Alpha quickly rolling in, and HexFall takes the win there. Simplisity Gaming down and out. All right, HexFall now up to 3 eliminations for the team. Excellent, holding it down. They do have a few houses coming out of the ruins where we have Xstar kind of pushing it through. Xstar has a member down. They are going to get that revive, keeping them a full squad as they do push and on excellence. All right, Wagyu does do a rotate, very nice rotate. It does give and a little bit of advantage, is able to get some shots. Triple 7 Esports now down to just a duo. All right, our zone makes it in, and we are now going to be kind of in the Gatka area of these teams. It is going to kind of be of an open area. There's not a lot of remaining buildings for these teams to get into, so they're going to have to quickly move in, grab a compound, grab a set of houses, and be able to hold it down until the next zone change. All right, excellence moving in to the closer into the zone. Followed right behind them is going to be Xstar, as they're going to be making their way in. We got Young in charge, 5 eliminations. Get y'all back over to Young in charge. Now they are up to 6 eliminations right there really quickly. And they are sitting as a duo, looks like. Alright, Secret definitely had got in trouble. Did get that tire popped on the buggy. Let's get y'all here. Let's do this. Hopefully we can get y'all. Alright, got y'all back in that action. Alright, HexFall just got ran up on. By Xstar. Xstar just kind of rolled up onto HexFall. It looks like HexFall is in some serious trouble. They do have a member down. They're going to try to work and try to get these revives. They now have 2 of their members down. Alpha is in trouble, completely covered up here. Xstar is definitely surrounding Alpha. The last one still stands. Can he? Alpha being shot from behind. Can he get it? No. Alpha goes out. HexFall down and out. All right, Xstar now up to 3 eliminations. We are 8 teams remaining for match number 3. Zone does shift. Homeless. Looks like Homeless is going to have a few buildings to actually hold it down. And then after that is going to be kind of more of a wide open area for these teams. There is one hill here that is over here where Karen was just at. All right, Young in charge, still holding it down with it being a team of 2. Homeless, Velocity are the only 2 teams that are still sitting as a full squad. Chris is down with Xstar. And Nuxie comes in very quickly there and does get a quick elimination. Looks like the rest of Velocity did come in as well. They're now up to 4 eliminations and 7 teams that are remaining. Our 4 Sexy Frogs with the 7 eliminations. They are doing extremely well here for match number 3. Velocity right there behind Karen. Karen is trying to distract them just a little bit, trying to get them in a little bit closer. Four hunters are rolling right on top of Homeless. Is 4 hunters gonna be able to hold it down and get the only set of buildings that is left inside the zone? And they are sitting as a duo here, so they're going to be going up against Homeless, which is still a full squad. And it looks like Young and in charge has been eliminated. Joy Boy very low on health and is quickly going to get that med kit off. 4 Sexy Frogs up to 10 eliminations. Joy Boy down and has been a knock. This is going to be a very tough revive. Joy Boy is down. Lux sitting up there on top of the hill, grenade in hand. Can the grenade be well placed to be able to get the last 3 team members? Does get 1 member with that grenade. Karen is down for Homeless. 4 hunters have definitely very quickly have moved in. There is not a lot of cover for these teams. You got a few trees, a couple rocks, but it is, for the most part, it is a wide open battle out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, Excellence moving in. They are, looks like they're going to be just a solo here. All right, Flux rolling around, does get tagged quite a bit there, and is taken out. Has been dropped. For Sexy Frogs, down just that quick. They were down to a solo. Now these 4 teams are going to be pushing in. It looks like Homeless is kind of still holding the only major big building that is inside the zone. Entity holding down the other small building. All right, we have 3 teams remain. Homeless is still sitting as that full squad coming into the last couple in the last zone here. Can they hold it to the very end? Avy with some good shots. It does able to get that car blown up. Alright, Bot trying to get in to the move in just a little bit closer. There is not much between them and the rock in front of them. Entity Gaming doing extremely well here with 11 eliminations. They have brought the heat for match 3. Will they be able to match that energy going into match number 4? All right, just 2 teams remain. All right, the Bot with the grenade. Hunter is down. Wolf was able to get an elimination there. Bot, the last one that is still stands. This is a 2v1. Get some good hits. It does almost gets the knock, but is quickly taken out. Entity coming in first, getting that chicken dinner. Velocity coming in second. Homeless coming in third. Excellence coming in fourth. 4 Sexy Frogs coming in fifth. 4 Hunters coming in sixth. Young in Charge coming in seventh. Xstar coming in eighth. HexFall coming in at ninth. 777 Esports coming in 10th. Golden Eagles coming in 11th. Simplisity Gaming coming in at 12th. 4 Real Gunners coming in 13th. TNT 14th. Road to Death 15th. Dope coming in 16th. Swifty 4 Rulers coming in 17th. Silent Esports coming in 18th. Exo Elites coming in 19th. And White Shadows coming in 20th. Going all out with Wolf again. Taking the going all out with 7 eliminations. Best companion goes to Jay with 2 rescues. And again, Entity Wolf taking that final kill, giving Entity the chicken dinner for match number 3. Hang tight, we'll get you into match 4 here as quickly as possible. All right, our last match for tonight's Sushi World Wednesday night scrimmage. We're going to be here in Sandhawk. Sandhawk is one of the smaller land maps and also a small map. So we are going to see a lot of quick fights and a lot of action. Now, our three hotspots are going to be Paradise Resort, Boot Camp, and Pan. These are kind of in the center of the map, and with the flight path, both of those three locations are extremely easy to get to. So we'll see how these teams, if these teams do choose to actually jump out into the boot camp area or the Pan Paradise Resort, a lot of good places for these teams to get to and get down, loot up, suit up for the final match for tonight. TNT Gaming are winners from last match, and we're going to be following Wolf, who has had the going all out quite a bit tonight. In Hatin, where Entity is gonna be going. They do have another team that is here, which is gonna be Road to Death. Hunter with a quick elimination, getting Entity on the board with one elimination. We do have quite a bit of fights going on inside of boot camp. We're gonna quickly jump right over there. Shane with one elimination. Nicely done. 777 Esports up to 4 eliminations. White Shadows making a hard push. And it looks like they got an elimination there. They are now up to 2 eliminations and still inside boot camp. Seven Esports. They're the last team, along with White Shadows. White Shadows with a team of 3. Heading right over into Paradise Resort, where we have 4 Sexy Frogs with 0 eliminations, but they've got Golden Eagles. We'll keep an eye on Paradise Resort. Let's head right over kind of to the Pan area, where it looks like we have a Young in Charge making their way into zone. We got Homeless that's inside the zone. Hang over to Cajo, where we've got 4 Hunters with 4 eliminations. Now they got 5. They're gonna control the area here, so we're gonna see them very well kind of move out of that area into. Could see them go into Tamak, maybe even a little bit farther into zone. They may push over to Hatihina. All right, Entity, kind of a slow start here, but they are up to 1 elimination. Oh, and very quickly had been taken out. Prince Hope gets the kill and is able to get that revive, and Road to Death is going to be moving forward as a team of 2. Xstar out there in the blue zone. Going to be making it their way into zone. They do have a bridge to get across that's there in ruins. Looks like our two teams that were inside of Paradise Resort are still there in Paradise Resort. Lux did kind of leave the area. Golden Eagles has lost one of their members. So they're going to be a team of 3. Let's see if they can go up against 4 Sexy Frogs. 4 Sexy Frogs with a member down as well. Joy Boy is hurt and is taken out. Alright, a problem trying to get some angles. Not able to get. Alright, Golden Eagles with 3 eliminations. And they were hunting down a problem with the 4 Sexy Frogs. I got a few teams that are inside kind of the boot camp area now. Simplisity Gaming down and out, trying to get out of the boot camp area. Alright, Xstar with 0 eliminations. Alright, next week getting hit from behind is dropped. And that is going to be an extremely hard revive. Let's see if Kuzi can get the revive. Kuzi trying to back down the hill there, trying to get that revive, and does start working on that revive. White Shadows. Aura with a nice good drop there. Does get dropped by a grenade really quickly. And is taken out. White Shadows now up to 5 eliminations. Luxfy trying to get healed up here with Young in charge. That's right up the hill. Alright, our zone shifts. Now, there's not... Boot camp is still there, but we do have an island that is right there in the middle of the zone. Might see the zone end there. So, whatever the first team it is to be able to get to that island and hold it down is going to be doing some good. Prince OP taken out. 4 real gunners with 2 eliminations and still sitting as a full squad. We are down to 7 teams that are remain, and most of our teams are just south of a boot camp. All right, Golden Eagles has a member down trying to get a revive. And has quickly been taken out, so Husky is down. Player 4 is going to be the last one, still stands, looks like, for Golden Eagles, and is then quickly taken out. 4 Hunters are racking up those eliminations. They are currently up to 11 eliminations with 5 teams that are remaining. For real gunners, they are sitting inside of the zone, so they are sitting very nicely, being in the side of the zone. 4 Hunters very close to the zone, so they can make their way in. All right, Xstar has made their way into zone. White Shadows made their way into zone. We still have 5 teams that remain. Got 4 real gunners sitting as a full squad. We've got Xstar as a full squad. We have 4 Hunters as a full squad. Young in Charge sitting as a duo. Velocity, last one, still stands. All right, the last 5 teams are kind of picking and choosing their location or where they want to kind of hold it down. Gamma is down and is going to be revived. 4 Hunters quickly pushed right on into 4 real gunners. 4 real gunners that may be in a little bit of trouble. They do now have one of their members that has been dropped. Shaggy gets that elimination, putting 4 Hunters up to 12 eliminations. Ardor getting some nice long shots in, but then is not paying attention, and it gets taken out. As a Young in Charge comes up from behind. Ding ding. And a Secret, the last 2 that is still standing. Ding ding trying to go for a revive. All right, we got 4 teams remain, and there is not any cover that is remaining for these teams. A very little amount. All right, down to 3 teams that are remaining. Shaggy coming in. We're now down to possibly 2 teams that are going to be remaining. And it is 4 hunters. Shaggy, last one still stands, but we have Xstar with a total of 3 members that are still alive, and they have 4 eliminations. And there is absolutely nothing out here for these teams to be able to actually hide behind. Jay coming in with a grenade. Can he? GG's definitely was trying to get that angle for you guys. Xstar coming in first place with that chicken dinner. 4 hunters coming in second. 4 real gunners coming in third. Young in charge taking a 4th. Velocity coming in 5th. Golden Eagles coming in 6th. White Shadows coming in 7th. Road to Death coming in 8th. Exo Elite coming in 9th. Simplisity Gaming coming in 10th. Homeless coming in 11th. 4 Sexy Frogs coming in 12th. 777 Esports coming in 13th. Entity coming in 14th. HexFall coming in 16th. TNT coming in 17th. Silent coming in 18th. And Dope Esports coming in 19th. Yuxfi going all out with 5 eliminations. Scarface best companion trying to keep that team alive with 2 rescues, and Chris with Xstar dealing that final kill, giving Xstar the chicken dinner for match number 4. All right, and that is it for tonight's Sushi World Wednesday night scrimmage. Y'all come out here, and I'll put the Discord in. Y'all can get y'all's teams signed up for next week for these scrimmages that Sushi World does put on. Y'all hang tight. All right, there is the Discord. All right, thank y'all all so very much for hanging out, supporting these teams, supporting the stream. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe and the like. And I'll see y'all again on another stream at a later time. Y'all have a wonderful Wednesday evening.
Yeah, I could never.